No, we're good. Yeah.
I'll grab that and then we can go ahead and get started.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'll be right back.
Cool. Just fine. Yeah.
But this one, how do you know? By the judges.
Let's do a quick shot real quick. Let's get a quick picture, guys. Jump in here. Cool. I think I'm
I'll bring you up whenever you're ready.
okay, cool. Yeah. Am I on? Okay. All right, cool. All right, I think we're ready to roll, Jody, if you want to grab your seat. This is in your way. You kick it out. It's all about the win, brother.
I'm already taking over. Oh,
No problem. Yep. I'm ready. I'm waiting for the thumbs up, but I think we're ready to go.
We're just waiting for...
Waiting for the boss to say yes.
What's that?
I think we're good.
Okay.
I'll give it to Jody. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll give it to her. Are we good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right, try to stay anywhere other than right there because they communicate to me through the glass. Oh, wow, y'all got quiet before I even started. This is an obedient crowd. We haven't even started yet, and they're behaving. This is quite nice. All right, welcome, everybody. My name is Topher Morrison, and you are at Epic Chef Showdown, Season 3, Episode 7. Give yourselves a good round of applause for being here. If you missed last week's episode, you missed a nail biter. It was amazing. Chef Jeff Thornsberry from Local Market Farm Table Kitchen was crushed in the competition when his mystery foods fell on the floor as he pulled it out of the oven, and he had only 7 minutes to recreate his entire dinner. And let's just say that did not go well, and he could not recover. And as a result, we had Chef Paul Boucher from Mise en Place take the victory by a mile. He did real great. The winner of tonight's episode is going to go head-to-head with Paul Boucher from Mise en Place next week in our finals to see who is crowned Epic Chef of Tampa Bay. We are excited that you're here. We hope you're excited here as well. This is for the first time ever. We are live streaming every single episode, so if you'd like, please break out your phones. It's time to Twitter, it's time to Facebook, it's time to LinkedIn, it's time to Instagram, do whatever you like. Let your friends and family know they can tune in and they can watch the show with you. They just can't eat the food that you guys get. They can go live at tampabay.com. So if you want to tweet that out, if you want to post that onto the social medias, do a couple selfies, we'd be greatly appreciated. Let the world know that we are here. I'm going to send them a quick message. For those of you tuning in live stream, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. You're going to have a great show watching 2 of Tampa's best chefs go shoulder to shoulder to win the title of Epic Chef. And we've got some celebrity judges. We've got great chefs. We've got amazing food. It's going to be an amazing day. We are stoked. Tonight's winner, as I said, is going to face off against Paul Boucher from Mise en Place. And let's not forget the real reason why we're here. Yes, we're here to have some great food. We are here to see one of these great chefs walk away victorious. But at the end of the day, we're here to raise awareness. We're here to raise awareness for a wonderful charity called Feeding Tampa Bay. If you're not familiar with Feeding Tampa Bay or why they're here, let me throw out some interesting statistics that I hope shock and alarm you and create a conversation. Feel free to tweet these facts and figures out as well, because we want people to know that there are 700,000 people just here in the Tampa Bay area alone that are food insecure. That should be a number that is not nearly that large. We want to get that thing down. 700,000 people. Now you might sit there and think, well, that's a lot of lazy people. No, these are not lazy people. These are hardworking people that have sometimes 2, sometimes 3 jobs. Because the worst place to be in the world, folks, is $1 over the poverty limit. You don't qualify for assistance or help. You got to get it all on your own. Well, those people can turn to Feeding Tampa Bay. They can still restore the dignity to their family and make sure that there's food on their plates every single night. And Feeding Tampa Bay helps them out to the tune of providing, are you ready for this, about 45 million meals every single year. Let's give them a big round of applause for that. Feeding Tampa Bay has one of the greatest reputations of charities that are out there. For every dollar you donate, they can feed. So we want to really be thankful of Feeding Tampa Bay, and today's night is about creating that conversation to get people to thinking that, you know what, 1 out of every 4 kids in public schools won't have a meal from Friday night till Monday morning when they go to school. That's a number that's unacceptable. 20% of all of our retired veterans are on some sort of food assistance program. I don't know about you, but for me, I think if somebody's willing to put their life on the line to defend the freedoms of this country, well, you know what, when they're retired, they should be able to eat every meal they want, steaks all around, if you ask me. So let's make sure we help that cause out. You know, thank you. There you go. Yep. So let's make sure we create that conversation. We spark some curiosity, and we get some people out there to help out Feeding Tampa Bay. We're going to have them come up a little bit later and talk about that as well. One of the reasons why this happens, that we couldn't do it without our sponsors. So I'm going to talk about our sponsors here for a moment, and I hate it when MCs of events tell you to hold your applause till the end. First off, nobody ever listens anyway, and it's lame because every one of these sponsors delivers and deserves a great amount of applause. So let's make sure we give a lot of love here. First and foremost, to Florida Blue. Thank them so much for being out here tonight. We got our Florida Blue endorsees. Thank you very much. On behalf of Thomas Mance of Feeding Tampa Bay, he greatly appreciates you guys stepping up and being the primary sponsor again this year, so we wouldn't have to buy a new banner. We appreciated that. Every penny helps, so we appreciate that. Let's give some love to Coca-Cola Florida in the second row. We appreciate you guys being out here. If you notice, we've done a great job creating some product placement for Coca-Cola Florida, folks. We got it right up there helping you out. So no guarantee that there's extra points for you guys, but if you can incorporate somehow any of their products, I'm sure they'd be grateful for that as well. Is this mic on? So? Y'all hear me okay? Y'all can hear me? I can hear me. All right, cool. You can hear me in the front row? Harvard Jolly. We got Harvard Jolly over here. Thanks so much for coming out and sponsoring us. Great architecture firm. We got Gray Robinson somewhere around there in the second row. Give Gray Robinson a big round of applause. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to tell you guys are in for a treat. Every single week we have Uriah's Urban Farms come out and supply some of this beautiful produce for us. We've got some great stuff right here. We've got some right here. We usually raffle these off. We do a little quiz. Make sure you guys are paying attention. So we'll do some contests to see who wants to win some basil or some thyme or some whatever the one is in the middle that I've already forgotten the notes on. We're going to cut some of this off and share some samples with you so you can taste what good produce tastes like. I'll tell you what, this will blow you away. Best produce you've ever put in your mouth, I can promise you that. So let's give some love to Uriah Urban Farms. And of course, this is the one that gets the loudest applause. I don't know why, but we thank Breakthrough Beverage for supplying the wine. Yes, they get a lot of love. And last but not least, we got the Tampa Bay Times helping us out. We're grateful for the Tampa Bay Times. Jose, thank you very much for being here. Give some love to Tampa Bay Times. All right, at this point in time, I think it's time for us to meet the judges. Would you guys like to meet who are our judges? Sorry, our chefs. Would you guys like to meet the chefs? That's time for a yes. Get some applause. Here we go. To my right, from Ava, we have the sous chef Brandon Weiss. Brandon Weiss from Ava. Cooking for 6 years. Last year he was in this competition, and he made it through to the semifinals, and he got beat. So I can tell you right now, Colin, watch out for this guy. He's hungry for the win. He's ready to go. He's made it this far, but he wants to go all the way to the finals. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Good luck, Brendan. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for putting your reputation on the line, my friend. over here to my left, from Noble Crust, we have the chef de cuisine, Colin Reinsmith. Big round of applause for Colin. He's been cooking for 15 years. He studied in Montreal, New York. This man knows how to create some incredible Southern comfort food. I've been out to his restaurant. I will tell you what, you eat that food, you go home, you just feel happy inside. Comes from the belly on out. So we're glad to have you guys here. Gentlemen, are you guys ready to compete? All right, well, let's go through the rules so you know what we can expect. Make sure the audience knows as well. Two of Tampa Bay chefs here are going to compete shoulder to shoulder to win. They've got two dishes that they're going to create, an appetizer and a main. They got 30 minutes each to cook those. We are very strict about that. We have a timer there to show you the countdown, and at 30 minutes they have to have their hands up, and whatever's on the plate, that's what they're going to be judged by our fine judges. We got 2 rounds, 30 minutes. Trash talk is encouraged. However, stabbing with forks and knives is discouraged. We want you guys to keep it clean. And no cooking contest would be complete if we didn't have some mystery ingredients. So any chef competition's got to have them. We've got 2 mystery ingredients here. We got 1 for the appetizer. We got 2 for the appetizer. We got 2 for the mains. So let's reveal our mystery meal. You ready to go, Colin? What about you, Brandon? You ready for the mystery meat? All right, here we go. The first one we have, I'm hoping this is the one I haven't even looked at yet. Yep, here we go. All right. The first one we have that you're going to be cooking for this next 30 minutes are ripe plantains and bratwurst. So we've got bratwurst and ripe plantains. There you go, my friend. There we go. That's where you ooh and you ah and you, yeah, there we go. All right, next thing, for the mains, what you guys will be doing, you can start thinking in your head how you're going to work on this one. We have 2. We have whole Arctic char and pizza dough. Pizza dough and whole Arctic char. Can you get that to you, Rossi? So, good luck, because nothing says pizza like whole Arctic char. There we go. All right, so those are your 2 mystery ingredients. I think we're ready to go. Rossi, are you ready to set the timer for us? All right, I'll let you put that down and we'll be ready to go. Actually, we'll get Brandon's food here prepared and ready to roll as well. There you go. You betcha. Enjoy those plantains. Get that out of your way. All right, Rossi, you ready to roll? Let me just put this down real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we like to give them a good countdown so they know when they're ready to begin. Got to get your last little beer in there, Colin, ready to go. Loosen yourself up. All right, Rossi, you got the timer ready to go? We're going to give them a 10-second countdown. Ready to go. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start the timer. Gentlemen, get your chef on. All right, ready to go. Give him a round of applause. Encourage him on here. This is where we now have to watch him cook for 30 minutes. Which means I have to find a way to keep talking for 30 minutes straight, just to keep it slightly entertaining. So having said that, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit of introduction to talk a little bit more about the Epicurean here. What I'd like to do is I would like to bring up the general manager, Kevin Scott from the Epicurean. Would you please welcome to the stage Kevin Scott, the general manager of the Epicurean Hotel. There you go, my friend.
Thank you.
Good evening and welcome, everyone. If this is not your first time to the theater, we want to welcome you, as this is a big event for us. And to those who have been with us each and every week, thank you very, very much for the support. As we've said over week, this isn't about us. We're your guide to awakening appetites unknown here on property and in South Tampa. But really, this is about feeding Tampa Bay and starting the conversation with friends, families, relatives, and anyone who's willing to donate $1. And I know Topher's got some additional facts and figures to throw out there, but it's pretty amazing what Feeding Tampa Bay is able to do with what little money comes in through subsidies and such. So with that, I'd like to introduce the one, the only J.C. Peters from Feeding Tampa Bay to continue the conversation. Woo!
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you all for being here tonight. Before I say anything else, I really do want to recognize and thank our partners from the Epicurean Hotel. I don't think they get enough credit for the thoughtful and meaningful partnership that they bring to Feeding Tampa Bay, so we really appreciate all that they do for us. So, as Topher mentioned, we're here tonight because there's an issue in our community. And one of the unique gifts that Epicurean has given us as a partner is that ability to start a conversation in a new way. And so we're able to talk about hunger in our community, the thousands of people who are out there who are struggling, 250,000 children who are struggling every day. We have hardworking families who are doing everything that they can to meet their financial obligations, and we have children who have no control over their situation and who are going to bed hungry. And so tonight we hope that you'll go out of this room and start a conversation with someone, a colleague, family member, a friend. Talk to them about what's happening. If we don't know that there's a problem, then obviously we can't come together to fix it. And so we appreciate all of you being here tonight, and we hope to see your face again. Come volunteer with us, or just come visit us for a tour. We would love to have you and keep that conversation going. So thank all of you for being here.
Thank you, Jay-Z. All right, big round of applause for Feeding Tampa Bay. Glad to have you here. It's an honor to be affiliated and part of your charity as well. All right, now a good food cooking competition has got to have mystery ingredients, but it can't be a competition without the judges. So now it's time for us to meet our celebrity judges. We're very honored to have these here. Now, if I can time this just correctly, I'll make sure I introduce them right as they put some food into their mouth, and then they won't be able to talk. Here we go. I'll start off. On my far left over here, we've got BT Nguyen. She is the chef and owner of Restaurant BT, Bistro BT, and BT To Go. If you're not familiar with that restaurant, they specialize in creating French Vietnamese cuisine, and I will tell you, it is amazing. I am grateful to learn about your restaurant because of Stacy Scheibel. We went and had lunch there one time.
It's my favorite.
It's her favorite restaurant, yeah. And it's a great place. Big round of applause for BT Nguyen from Restaurant BT. Glad to have you here. Are you excited to be here, BT?
I'm very excited. I'm very honored to be here. I just want to add something.
Yes.
I applaud the chef for participating in this evening event.
Yep.
And I just wanted to give them a heads up that I became a vegan 6 months ago.
Oh, really?
So I'm allergic to a lot of stuff.
Oh, interesting.
I'm kidding.
Oh, sure. I swear to God, I could have made coal with my butt cracks tightened up so tight there. It's like, how do you occupy the auditors? How do you have it? Yeah. Were you guys sweating it out? Were you freaking out for a second? Yeah. You can give her the saran wrap that came with the Arctic chop. Well done. All right, cool. We're going to keep our eye out for you then. All right. So, BT, let me ask you a question. You're a chef as well. It's not like you're just the restaurant owner. You are a chef. You're out there creating dishes every day. What's it like for these guys to be able to put their reputation on the line and actually cook and then immediately be judged for their performance? Is this something you've exposed yourself to?
I've never been in their place because I chose not to. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's a much better place.
Yeah, but I know how hard it is to be back there because my sous chef is now over there.
Yep.
Was here last year.
She competed last year.
She was here last year and she couldn't sleep for nights and days. She was so nervous.
Well, that because she was looking. You were like probably going, win.
Oh, you're fired. No, I'm joking. But
yeah, we interview the head chefs a lot. We say, do you give them any advice? And half the time they're like, yeah, we told them to win or we're going to get the other guy. So, well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
BT, thank you so much. And thank you for what you're doing for the Tampa Bay area, creating some great culinary masterpieces.
Thank you very much.
BT Nguyen from Restaurant BT. All right, now if you're a foodie, you don't even need me to introduce you to this guy. He is an icon in the food industry here. Chris Sherman is the restaurant editor of Florida Trend magazine. He is a good friend of the Burns family. He actually helped co-write the book, Rare and Well Done. He has been a food critic, if you will, for the past 20 years, traveling all up and down Florida, eating at every restaurant, probably not even having to pay for it. Just eating all the food, writing up articles. It's a rough life you must have, my friend.
Well, there's not enough bratwurst out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I hope that I'm seeing a trend being born here.
Yeah, you don't think there's enough bratwurst in the Florida cuisine?
Right.
I can't imagine. How many times in the 20 years have you actually eaten bratwurst at a Florida restaurant?
Maybe twice.
Yeah, not enough.
But never with plantains.
Never with plantains, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Am I saying it right, plantains? What'd you say?
Plantain.
Plantains. All right, cool. Well, listen, it's an honor to have you here. This is the one to look out for, guys. I mean, this is what he does for a living. He rips guys like you apart, right? So,
Great.
I have a feeling we go, who's going to be the critical one here? He's the man who's got all the fancy word to describe it. I just eat food and I go, it tastes good in my mouth. That's about all I'm good at. That's why I'm not the judge and you are. We're glad to have you here. Please welcome Chris Sherman again from the Florida Trend Magazine. And this last one also needs no introduction. She is a Tampa Bay icon. We are so glad to have Stacy Scheibel, Emmy-nominated anchor for News Channel 8 WFLA. She has been a part of our homes, giving us news since 2000.
I know.
I was looking that up today. 17 years you've been on the same channel.
I'm getting old.
That's impressive, but you haven't aged a day.
Good answer.
Huh?
I like that.
All right. Please welcome Stacy Scheibel from News Channel 8. Now, what you may not know about her, I dug a little data up on her here. She has actually not been the whole time in her career in Tampa Bay. She actually started off, from Mankato, Minnesota. Where's the Minnesotan accent?
Oh, I can pull it out.
You can pull it out?
Especially a little more wine.
Yeah?
It really flows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing. So with the Minnesota accent, you wanted to become a news anchor. I'm assuming you thought, well, I have to get rid of it. No, she just actually got a job in Fargo, North Dakota, where their accent's even worse than the people from Minnesota. So you could have the Minnesota accent in Fargo, and they're like, oh, don't you know, she sounds good, doesn't she?
You know, that's actually a funny story because I was working in Duluth, Minnesota, and Fargo called and wanted me to come be their main anchor. And I said, market size, very similar.
Yeah.
I said, why would I move to Fargo from Duluth? And they said, because we'll double your salary. I said, all right.
That's a pretty good reason.
Fargo sounds good. I was there when the movie came out. They didn't like it.
Oh, I can't imagine
They were not
did.
fans.
I can't
No.
imagine they were. That's funny. Your favorite story that you've ever covered? To the Stanley Cup? According to your bio, at least that's what it said your favorite story was.
Is what?
Yes, it's covering the Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking me and it was a quiz and I was getting a little nervous. I'm
No,
like,
I did
these
my
guys.
research.
Okay, yeah. I'm a hockey fan. I'm from Minnesota, right?
Yep.
So it's all good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm a little bittered about that whole Stanley Cup thing because I don't know if you remember, but that was the week we were trying to get together for lunch.
And I couldn't go.
Yeah, so she was like, how's this for a text message coming through? Hey, can't meet you for lunch. I have to go to the Stanley Cup finals. Well, gee.
I like
now I know
those
where I
weeks.
could be.
Those are good weeks when that
Those
happens.
are good weeks.
Well, a little known fact, I was going to go into sports before I went into news.
Oh, no kidding.
But all the internships were taken, and the only internships available were news internships.
Yep.
And then once all of your resume material is news-related,
You're there.
you're a news lady.
It is, in that industry, they typecast you pretty quick. Like, once you're in an anchor position, you're always in an anchor position
Kind of.
for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, weather person's always going to be a weather person. Yeah. Well,
And I
we're-
love that you pointed out that we went to lunch at BT's because she knows I'm at one of those restaurants all the time. One of them is right around the corner from the kids' school.
Yep.
One of them is on my way home from work. And the other one's where I take guests who come to town. So, yeah, you've got
She's
it
got you covered. Yeah. Anyway, please welcome Stacy Scheibel from News Channel 8. We're glad to have you here. What, do you bring your own camera crew with you too? Look at this. Well done. All right.
I am finished.
All right, listen, I think the second course is starting to come out now, if I'm not mistaken. So what we're going to do here in a minute is I'm going to have Chef Joshua come. Are you a chef as well, Joshua? Yeah, well done. All right, so we're going to have Joshua come up here, talk about what you guys are getting here for the second drop. Before we do that, I want to make sure I once again thank our sponsors, Florida Blue, Coca-Cola Florida, Gray Robinson, Harvard Jolly, Uriah's Urban Farms, the Tampa Bay Times, and Breakthrough Beverage. Please give those guys a big round of applause once again. Couldn't do this event without them here. Really appreciative. Before we have you guys talk about that food, I'm going to check in here with these guys and see how they're doing. As the host of this show, I get to walk backstage and interview these guys. Now, if you've never seen a host interview a chef while they're cooking, let me tell you, it's pretty entertaining. I could ask them the most blatant, open-ended question, and all I pretty much ever get off them is a yes or a no. So I try to stay as far away from the knives as possible, but check out and see what they're doing. So I'm going to start over here with Chef Brandon. How you doing? I know you're whisking some eggs. Let me go get the microphone here. All right, tell us what you're creating and what you're going for here, and we'll see how it comes out.
I'm doing an egg wash. I'm going to make these some crispy fried shallots for a garnish.
Okay.
So I'm making an egg wash. I got some cornmeal over here.
All right, and what are you doing with the plantains? I see you got them in some sort of cream sauce, is that right?
I'm going to do like a puree with some sweet potatoes.
Nice. Oh, man, sweet potatoes?
Yeah.
That's my favorite food. You want to know how much I love sweet potatoes?
How much?
This is how much I love sweet potatoes. If I had to pick between sweet potatoes or sex, I would totally pick sex.
Really?
So much I love sweet potatoes. Probably be thinking about the sweet potatoes, but I'd still pick the sex. All right, listen, well, I'm going to leave you alone. Good luck. Give Chef Brandon a round of applause. Encourage him on here. I'm going to come over here to Colin. Colin, how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good.
What are you creating for us?
I'm going to go Spanish style. The sausages and the plantains. I'm going to fry the plantains, kind of like sweet fried plantains, like I'm sure you guys have a lot of like Spanish restaurants.
Yep.
I'm going to make a relleno, which is basically tomato, onions, peppers, put some cumin in there, garlic. And I'm not going to really say very much else because I kind of want to keep it a secret.
Sure, okay, cool. Listen, Chef Colin, give him a big round of applause, please. All right, it's coming together. Smells really good for all of you guys streaming in. We're glad to have you here, but it sucks to be you because you can't smell how good this room tastes right now. So having said that, we're going to bring up Joshua from Ava Restaurant. Please welcome Joshua. There you go, my friend.
How's it going? Thank you.
Do you want to tell us about the second drop that they've got here that they're going to be eating?
So this is it's one of the appetizers that we serve in the restaurant. It's basically seared off sea scallops, a corn salsa made with peppers, corn, some onion. Looks like they're doing hearts of fire or something similar. I think we use spinach in the restaurant. I don't think, I know, we use spinach in the restaurant. And then the dressing is going to be like a San Marzano tomato and saffron vinaigrette.
Smells good, looks good.
Oh, thanks.
Let me tell you, the worst part about being the host of this show, I don't get to eat any food.
I'm sure they give you a plate if you ask nicely.
I keep asking, I don't ever get the food. Yeah, I think they give this specific number out there, but next year I'm going to be a judge.
Yeah.
I think
Why
that's
not?
what I'm going for, because these guys get it, man. They get to eat all the food the audience gets, plus they get to eat the food. That's the position to
That's
be
a
in.
spot for you. Yeah,
All right,
next year.
Let's talk about Chef Brandon here. All
Okay.
right? How's he been since he won the first episode, and he's going on to this? Has he been like so cocky and head big that he's been knocking furniture over? Or has he been good?
Unmanageable, very difficult, even louder than usual.
Total diva. Yeah. He's like, do you know who I am? I'm the epic chef.
No, Brandon's a great kid. He's a serious asset to the restaurant. My life would be a lot more difficult if I didn't have Brandon. So
Indeed it would. You don't look like you're working very hard.
Well, I try to. They actually say I have a black belt in relaxing. Taking a load off.
What have you guys done to help prepare Brandon for this thing? Because this is where he got last year.
Yeah, we yell at him a lot. We remind him of the agony of last year's defeat.
Yeah, so it's a total moving away from motivation here. You're like, you remember how much ridicule you got last year? You don't want to go down that path.
No,
again.
actually this year we kind of left him alone.
Yeah?
Last year we were drilling him and doing trials and everything.
Yep.
And I think Brandon responds a little bit better to kind of the more organic approach with stuff like this.
Yep.
So for me it's better if I see that he performs better, relaxed and just sort of in his own head. That's kind of to me what it's all about, because I'm not competing, it's him. So
Gentlemen, just a reminder, you are past your 15-minute mark. You are at 16 minutes down, 14 minutes remaining. Give him a big round of applause. Encourage him on. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Brandon last episode was preparing a sushi roll.
Yeah, with a nori.
A nori, nori wrap, and one of them fell apart, so he had to serve two judges, and two judges had to share one.
Yeah.
But he still pulled off the win.
He did.
Right, so that tells you how good it must have been, right?
Absolutely,
He obviously got knocked down on presentation, but he scored huge on flavor.
Yeah.
What's he going to do differently this time, you think, to make sure he gets done on time?
Maybe he drank a little less beforehand.
Brandon, did you hear that? You drink a little bit less?
Or more, I don't know.
Listen, Joshua, we are grateful that you've prepared this wonderful meal for everybody here.
Absolutely,
Thank you very
my pleasure.
Ava, by the way, if you have not figured this out, is right down the street on Howard. You can just drive right. You can walk. You could stumble.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah,
very close. Stumbling distance for sure. Yeah.
Specialize in Italian cuisine.
Yeah. Multi-regional, rustic Italian.
Yep. Beautiful place, beautiful location. Check it out. Go to Ava if you have a chance. Chef Joshua, thank you very much, sir.
Thanks,
I appreciate it. Give Joshua a big round of applause. Thank you, sir. And good luck to his chef, Chef Brandon from Ava. All right, listen, I'm going to share with you guys, if I can find my notes. What did I do with my notes? There we go. Got some fun facts for you regarding our mystery foods here. Plantain, here we go. Not only do you get entertained, you walk away a little bit smarter. So we're going to give you guys some information about plantains. If you looked at them and they had all those black spots all over them, you might have thought we gave them some bruised up fruits that was rotten. Not true. A plantain cannot be eaten raw unless they are completely black, which means they're ripe. That's how you know a plantain is ripe. Fun fact for you here, Native Americans used plantains to draw out the poison in rattlesnake bites. I don't know if that medically worked, but that's what they used it for. If anybody does get a rattlesnake bite and you happen to be in a plantain field, break one of them things off, rub it around in the thing, and let us know how that goes. I'd like to find out if that actually is a real deal or not, all right? Plantain leaves are also used as plates in many parts of the world. The leaves produce a certain odor when hot food touches them, and the food location on each leaf carries much significance in Hindu rituals as well. Plantains are commonly referred to as the cooking banana or bananas of the earth. Very rarely do you eat them raw. In fact, if you've ever tried to eat them raw, you probably have never tried another plantain ever again, because they do not taste good raw. However, one of the best things you can eat once they're cooked up. Gentlemen, you are at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. In 90 seconds, you're going to be 2/3 down and ready to go. This is not an easy feat, folks. Not only are they performing in front of a live audience, they know that tens of thousands of people are watching through the live stream, and they know they're about to get judged by 3 critics on their food that they create. But here's the difficult part. They have to get this done right at the exact same time. And this is a delicate balance to get that food onto the plates just in time to where they have the food warm enough to where the judges enjoy it. Because if they get it up too soon and it gets cold, they're going to lose them. The judges are going to be judging them, by the way, on 3 categories: flavor, originality, and presentation. So that presentation is one thing, but if they get it out there too soon, they're going to lose out on the flavor because it's going to go down. So this is a delicate balance between making sure they get the food on the plate at the right time and the right way to make sure that everything hits. I'll give you some fun facts about our German bratwurst. Here we go. Interesting thing. Over 800,000 brats are consumed in Germany during Oktoberfest, which lasts about 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks' time in Germany, 800,000 brats are eaten. Over 42 varieties of bratwurst are recognized in Germany. Anybody here want to take a guess as to where the bratwurst capital of the world is? Anybody got a guess? What? Wisconsin. Sheboygan, Wisconsin is the bratwurst capital of the world. I do not know how you know that, but good for you having some useless information in your head. There we go. Did you know that? That was the... I don't know. Yep. Well done, my friend. Well done. All right. The bratwurst hot tub was engineered by Wisconsin sports fans. The invention keeps cooked brats warm and moist all the way through halftime. I checked that, by the way, and they're not sticking it in an actual hot tub. It's a little thing that they can stick the things in that looks like a hot tub. That would be disgusting if they were actually in the hot tub. But it would work. I bet it would work. All right, gentlemen, listen, you are now under 10 minutes remaining. That means you've got 9 minutes left. Give these guys a big round of applause. 9 minutes remaining. At this point in time, 1/3 through, we should start to see the presentation plates coming out. We've got that over here with Colin. He's got the presentation plates, but once again, he doesn't want to get those things out too soon, otherwise they're going to be cold. We've got, looks like Chef Brennan here is cutting them open. Interestingly enough, by the way, brats are not cured. They are the only, what do you call them, a sausage, where it's completely raw on the inside. So you do not want to make sure you serve brats that are not cooked all the way through. So he's preparing these things, getting them ready for the plates. I don't see the presentation plates out yet. Yes, Stacy.
I don't want to make the chefs nervous.
Yes.
Because I'm from the Midwest.
Yes.
I've had more than my fair share of brats.
So you are the brat pro. All right, so did you guys hear that? She is from the Midwest. She's tasted brats. Cincinnati. Oh, we have our own. We own Epic Judge Showdown now here to see who will be that. What about you? Are you just throwing hands up on this one?
I just came back from Switzerland, so I'm close, but not close enough.
So we have some good brat judges in the room here. You got to keep an eye out for that. Chef Collins got his plantains. Those are plantains.
We do. We use.
Those croutons. Oh, okay, awesome. All right, welcome. Oh, I see now you're cooking something right there. He's got the paste coming out real well. Got the sweet potatoes boiling. It's looking good. I'll tell you what, we've got about 7 minutes left. What I'd love to do is if I could get Kevin Scott, if you've got the ability to put that down. I don't know if you do. So you can talk a little bit more about the Epicurean Theater. That'd be great. If you're wondering about this place and why it was created, I'd love to bring up Kevin Scott, General Manager of the Epicurean Hotel once again, please. Please give Kevin a big round of applause. There you are. Kevin, tell us a little bit about this creation. This is the coolest thing. I've never seen a kitchen theater in a hotel. So tell us the inspiration and why this is here.
We're definitely one of a kind, especially in Tampa. But really fast, how was everyone's first course? Right?
Well done.
Can we give it up for Ava?
Well done, Joshua.
Beautiful, beautiful job. And this smells, after 6 weeks, this is a really good first round.
Yeah. Wait a bit. Wait till the fish comes out on the next one.
In the pizza dough, yeah. Well, yes. So this is the Epicurean Theater. So really, this is our nod to Bern and our close relationship and partnership with Bern's Steakhouse across the street. He had a thirst for knowledge. He had a passion for everything, from wine to agriculture to library books, which you can see outside in our library. He was a collector of all sorts. And he really wanted to pass that knowledge on to people who worked with him and the people he surrounded himself with. And so for us, this is our way of paying it forward. And David, his son, this is one of the things that he was most proud of in regards of creating when we opened up the Epicurean nearly 4 years ago now.
Right. Now the Epicurean, obviously, just the name itself, just the theme of food and culinary arts, obviously.
Yes,
yeah.
Epicurus, Greek philosopher who is well known for the statement, pleasure is the greatest good. And so we live and breathe that here every day. And hopefully you're experiencing a little bit of that today.
If you've not been here, you've not stayed at the Epicurean, I highly recommend you do. Check this place out. The theme of food runs through every single floor, from the fine art they have on the wall to when you walk into the room. They don't even have a mini bar. You don't get a mini bar when you go into the Epicurean. You get a
artisan pantry.
Artisan pantry. You know what the difference is between an artisan pantry and a mini bar?
$60.
About $65 at the end of your bill. Yeah. But you're not going to be getting Pringles in your artisan pantry, are you?
No.
You're getting good food.
Some amazing half bottles of wine, splits of champagne, and yes,
the
Terra chips.
The half bottles of wine, does that come from the leftovers from the wine that wasn't filled from the, no, that's not, it's actually just small.
It's actually
wine.
the best wine.
It is. All right. All right. So great, cool food theme throughout the whole place. If people want to rent this, is this available for rent?
Absolutely.
How do they do that?
We don't do events like this as much as we love Feeding Tampa Bay. It's not this every single night. We have cupcakes and cocktails. We have Paper Seahorse, which is one of our partners. You can do watercolors. We're looking to bring back a sushi class. So yeah, EpicureanHotel.com, and then one of the top tabs.
Could companies use this for team building?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why would we want to use a kitchen theater for team building in a corporate world as opposed to, I don't know, ropes course?
Ropes course was 10 years ago at least.
There we go.
But at the same time, getting interactive with people, your colleagues, having some wine, playing with knives.
Yes.
It's all about having a little bit of fun.
Gentlemen, you're 4 minutes remaining. 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
You got less than 5 minutes.
Thank you guys again.
Kevin, thank you very much. Kevin Scott, the general manager for the Epicurean. Please check this place out. If you ever have a chance, it's a beautiful place. We didn't get to talk about the rooftop bar that they have out here, by the way. Open in the summer on Tuesdays through Saturdays. Back open 7 days a week after Labor Day. If you've not checked out their rooftop bar, it's a beautiful, cool place. Beautiful views of the downtown skyline as well. You're going to enjoy it. It's a beautiful place. I will tell you that over the past 6 episodes, 6 weeks I've been here. I've developed some great friendships with the people at the Epicurean. I feel like this is my new stomping ground, so check this place out. All right, gentlemen, you're at 3 minutes left, so this is getting close. We've got the presentation coming out. Colin's already got the bratwurst on the table. He's doing that fancy chef thing. He's so good, he's dropping mics. All right, here we go. We don't have any of the presentation place out yet for Chef Brandon. This could be an interesting calculation at 3 minutes down. The plates are out, but he's not set them out. This could work in his favor if they're hot. I did notice he cut them open and then he put them back into the oven, so that tells me that maybe they weren't cooked all the way through yet. So he could be running into a bit of a snag here. These guys are working against each other, but as a team, having to share ovens. They're doing a great job with that. We've got Colin's pulling out the plantains, made them into, are these plantain chips, Colin? Yeah, all right, cool, great. Chef Brandon has got the plates set out, but nothing on the plates yet, but he doesn't look stressed. He looks like he's in control. 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the tough part where they got to make sure they keep the food on those burners as long as they possibly can, because here's the thing, neither one of them know which chef I'm going to bring out first. So one of these chefs is going to have to sit there for another 5 to 10 minutes while the judges eat and judge the other person's dish. That can be critical with regard to the heat and the temperature of the food. And they're not allowed to keep them on the stove. They've got to keep them in there. Where they store them, that's up to them. But you are officially under the 2-minute mark, gentlemen. You got 2 minutes. The 2-minute countdown has begun. Unlike NFL, you do not get a 2-minute timeout, though. We just keep that thing rolling. Keep it going. Once again, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Florida Blue, we appreciate everything you guys do for us. Coca-Cola, Florida, thank you guys so much for coming out. Gray Robinson, Harvard Jolly. Harvard Jolly, by the way, these guys have been here every single episode. I don't know if it's to support us as much as he just loves food, but we appreciate you coming out. He loves food, that's it. We're glad to have you here. You'll be here for the finals too, right? All right, good, glad to have you here. Gentlemen, you're at 1 minute and 12 seconds. That means you are coming right down under the 1 minute. That food better get on the plates pretty darn quick. I have a feeling Colin's feeling pretty confident about his. We got the brats coming out now for Chef Brandon.
That's a lot of
I
pressure.
don't see the plantains yet, but I know he's got them coming around here soon. He does have the onion rings or the shallots. At this point in time, it looks like he's putting some sort of, not a salsa, but some sort of a sauce. It is a salsa.
So it's a relleno.
A relleno. He's got some sort of a relleno. It's looking good. We've got 36, 35 seconds, gentlemen. You better get that food on the plate. You got 30 seconds remaining. This is the critical point right now. It's the difference between success and failure. We're going to give him a 10-second countdown right at 10. I hope everybody joins in with me. Give him that 10 seconds. Gentlemen, you got 20 seconds left. It's time to move fast and efficient, but make sure, remember, 30% of your revenue, your judging is going to be on the presentation alone. So you want to make sure it looks good. Here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, gentlemen. You are done. Well done. Well done. All right. All right. I'll bring one plate. There we go. Rossi, you bring the other 2, I guess. Colin, come on down here. Let's put the plates in front of our judges. Does it go this way or this way? Do you have a purpose? All right, cool. As long as it gets in their mouth, that's all right. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've got, let me get out of your way. There we go, no worries. All right.
Thank you. Ah.
All right, Colin, come over here. Let me have you tell the audience and tell the judges what it is that you've prepared while they kind of dig in.
So I went on the... You hear me?
There we go.
So we're on the Spanish roux. We did some other plantains that I like. I was going to go easy on Spanish. So underneath, I made a smoked paprika sour cream. I made a relleno with cherry tomatoes, green peppers, red onions, some cumin, some butter, just to kind of make it like a sauce deglazed with white wine. The bratwurst, I seared them. I took the casing off the outside of the bratwurst just so you guys don't have to chew through that. I made some croutons and with some baguette, and then the plantains. I tried to recreate those like sweet fried plantains that you would have at like like a Spanish restaurant. So I made some sherry wine, brown sugar reduction, and tossed the fried plantains in that, and then some of the arugula from the beautiful arugula from the farm.
Urban Farms, you're doing good. This stuff is so good.
But How's
Well
it?
done. The presentation looks great, looks nice. You've used an interesting shaped plate as well. We're waiting for them to kind of get through their food. This is where they make those expressions that you see on TV, the old make the noises. How do you think you did?
I think I actually did pretty good. I had a clear path, and I went straight
You got an
straight
idea
for
what
it.
you're going to do with pizza dough and...
No, but I love Arctic char, so I'm really excited about that, yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of in your wheelhouse, right? Because you used to actually cook up in Alaska, didn't you?
Yeah, I cooked some of this. In Montreal, they have tons of this kind of fish, yeah.
Yeah,
Arctic
Montreal,
char, yeah, for sure.
So this is kind of right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the same place, but they have fish to cover.
What's in the sauce?
Everybody's a critic. All right. I'll tell you what, Stacy, since you just put a piece of food in your mouth, I won't call on you. No worries. BT, I'm going to start with you. Give us your thoughts on the plate.
Well, for 30 minutes, it's very creative. He did a lot. I saw
I'll tell you
that
what, let me do this.
he uses the fresh bread to make the crouton, so I thought that's extremely well thought. I'm just trying to dissect the sauce, the aioli. What's in there? Is there
sour cream,
smoked paprika? That's it?
Yeah, and like lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper.
Sounds great. No, it's very creative. Very well done. Thank you.
Well done. All right, give BT a round of applause, please. All right, Stacy, it's your turn.
You know,
You must have liked it because you've eaten it almost already. Thanks for shaving some for me. All right, go ahead. Tell us how
I
did you
know. I really like the crunch. There's like a nice texture in there. So the tomatoes and the crunchy croutons. Of course, I love the bratwurst. It's very well done. I think this is amazing given the amount of time you had. So,
Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done. Stacy Salve. All right, and Chris Sherman, what do you think?
Well, I agree that it's an incredible concoction given the time. To me, the salsa has really got some punch to it. I like the aioli and the croutons. The croutons are a great use of the bread and the plantains. The bratwurst is not as lively as I would like it. It doesn't have
Would you like
the
to have a little bit
crunch.
more kick to the brat then? Some more spice?
Well, the spice is okay. The texture, I'd like firmer and
Got
crisper.
it. All right, firmer and crispier. All right, well done. All right, good. Thank you very much, Chris Sherman. Give him a big round of applause. All right, Colin, I'll tell you what, good job first round. Thank you, my friend. I'll let you go back, start getting your next table ready to go. While that's happening, all right, Chef Colin, are you ready, my friend? I'll take one, you take two. That's cool. There we go. I'll wait for you to tell me how to present this. This way?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
I'll trade you.
All right, there we go. Thank you very much. We'll just take these. Thank you, Kevin. This now. You get a picture? All right. There you go, Chris. You got it? All right. Let's go ahead and take this. Set it aside.
Thank you.
All right, Chef Brandon, tell us what you created here.
So I did oven roasted bratwurst. I made a puree out of the plantains. I worked some sweet potato and a little bit of sriracha in there. Just switch it up to balance it a little bit. I want to go kind of like with the salty and the sweet with the plantains. And then for a little texture, I did some of these crispy shallots, just flour and egg wash and cornmeal, and just kind of spruce it up a little bit. So.
All right, well done. All right, cool. So going from some sweet and salty, savory. All right, good job. All right, we're going to let them dip through the food here real quickly. See what they kind of put facial expressions, see if we can predict what they're going to say or how they're going to feel about the food based upon the smiles or the frowns. Last week, we had one of the judges tell one of the chefs that the food looked like dog poo and tastes like dog poo. It's not the kindest judge on the planet, but did motivate the guy to come from behind and try to cook as best he could. But I'm not sure you responded that well to the motivation. So you're getting far kinder judges here this weekend than you would have got last week.
I think so.
Yeah, you're grateful for that. You get a sports commentator here, they just have to go to the poo route. All right, listen.
Topher, again, what's in the sauce on the bottom?
You've got sweet potatoes, plantains.
Plantains, sweet potatoes, heavy cream, butter, a little shot of sriracha, salt, a little pinch of garlic.
Because there's a hint of hotness at the end.
It's just a little bit of sriracha in there.
To me, visually, it's not as probably artistic as the last one, but it tastes wonderful. I feel a nice kick of sweet, a little salty, and a little spice, which if you can get that in every bite, that's pretty good. Thank you.
Brendan, I noticed you put the brats back in the oven. Were they not quite cooked all the way, and you just put them back in, or was it just to keep them warm?
I wanted to roast them whole, and then I was thinking time frame, so I want to pull them out and just make sure that I got a cooked-through product on the plate, you know?
Yeah, well, that's, like you don't want raw brat.
No.
Right. All right,
Definitely not.
well done.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, what did you think?
Actually, I thought the presentation was pretty artistic, but it didn't have the color of the other. You've got a brown sausage and a brown puree, and the little brown onion rings. I know there are onion rings that want to be more, but I really like the effort. I mean, everything that he did here was,
And
above and beyond.
Yeah, the flavor of the brat was good. Then it passed both you and Stacy's judgment.
Yeah, this was better done. I think I would have liked more sriracha in this, and I might have sprinkled some sort of pepperoncino or jalapeno.
Yeah. All right, cool. Give Chris a big round of applause. Thank you, Chris, for your feedback. And Chef BT, tell us what you thought about the brat.
Presentation-wise, it's a little bland for me, but I can see that he tried to very hard to make the 3 layers, dimensional layers, to maximize the use of the 3 ingredients. The plantain, I wasn't sure it's not supposed to be cold or hot, but however, it's very well done.
Thank you.
For you to take a plantain and make it into like a mashed potato, the flavor is well balanced. I would prefer, I don't know much about crossword, but I would prefer to be a little bit more golden brown outside.
Yeah.
It's a little pale for me. And then the onion rings need to be a little bit longer.
I got
It's
you.
a little bit
Yeah.
crispier. It's a little.
Got it.
I got you.
All right, cool.
Thank
Chef
you.
BT, give a big
Thank
round
you,
of applause. And let's give a big round of applause to Chef Brandon from Ava. All right, well done, gentlemen. All right, so we are resetting the kitchen. Actually, it looks like they've done a pretty good job. Are you guys set and ready to roll? We're going to give Brandon a chance here to make sure that everything he needs in his kitchen is set up and ready to roll as well. Once again, folks, first off, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Remember, it is being live streamed, so if you could go to your friends and your family, tweet out, Facebook Live, any kind of social post, let people know that TampaBay.com, our friends at the Tampa Bay Times, is going to be sponsoring and broadcasting the whole thing. Just go to the homepage of TampaBay.com. They can watch it live, tell them, spread your friends. And also, once again, big round of applause to our sponsors. Florida Blue, Coca-Cola, that's right. Coca-Cola Florida, Ray Robinson, Harvard Jolly, Uriah Urban Farms, the Tampa Bay Times, and Breakthrough Beverage. Folks, without them, these tickets would have been $500, $600, $700. So we appreciate them coming in, stepping up, sponsoring the event to make sure that everybody could get here and enjoy the process as well. Gentlemen, are you ready to roll? Chef Colin, you're good? Chef Brandon, you're good? All right, cool. Rossi, I think we're ready to reset the timer and go here. Let me make sure I've got all my notes and stuff ready to roll here, though. Here we go. All right, cool. We'll start the countdown here. Here we go. Are we 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, hold off. Wait, no. That's not how you do a countdown. And we probably should do something else anyway. So you've got something here underneath the napkins. Gentlemen, Chef Brendan and Chef Colin, we've realized that, as the stakes get higher, the competition's got to get tougher.
It wouldn't be a semifinal, huh?
It really wouldn't be a semifinal without it. So what we've decided to do is to throw against you a third mystery ingredient for this. So the first one you have is pizza dough. The second one you have is Arctic char. The third ingredient is collard greens. So you're going to throw some collard greens in there as well, gentlemen, all right? So there's your third mystery ingredient.
Got it, man.
Now let's give them a countdown. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chefs, get your chef on. It's time to begin Epic Chef Showdown Episode 2. Here we go. All right, gentlemen, so now they've got the added competition of having to put in a third mystery ingredient. Folks, this could completely upset their plan and their strategy for what they'd already had in their mind. Now they've got to throw away to have that third ingredient in there called collard greens. And just for the record, in case you're wondering, we got some fun facts on collard greens for you as well. So let's talk a little bit about collard greens. By the way, if you Google fun facts about collard greens, not a lot out there. Apparently there's not too many fun facts about collard greens, but darn it, we're going to dig deep. We're going to go for it. Yep. All right, so here we go. Collard greens are the oldest known greens in the cabbage family, dating back to the ancient Greeks and the Romans. Good to know. Probably why they sit there and complain about how life is for the new collard greens out there. Anyway, collards are native to Asia Minor and the Eastern Mediterranean. Collard greens were named the official vegetable of South Carolina 2011. I guess that's their big accomplishment in South Carolina. They've named an official vegetable. There we go. Then again, with all the stuff happening in South Carolina, I guess it's good that they finally came to agreement about something. All right, here we go. Collard greens are reported to have great cholesterol-lowering ability. So if anybody has high cholesterol, eat plenty of collard greens. Apparently that'll help it out. Pretty sure it's how you prepare them that's going to determine whether or not they have cholesterol, but that's all right. And the leaves and stems of collards are edible, so you can eat every little bit about there as well. So we are ready to go. We are sharply going into that next round. We have the owners, by the way, from Noble Crust, and we have the owners from Ava. They are outside, or they? Where? They're in the back. We have the, okay, so could you introduce them, Brooke, since I didn't know that they were here?
TJ Thielbar, owner of Noble Crust.
TJ, I got to tell you, thank you for your hospitality. Your team hooked me up with a wonderful meal. Good luck to you. They just opened up their new restaurant in West Chase Mall. Wiregrass Mall, not West Chase, Wiregrass Mall. And I was there the day it opened, and good luck to you on that one. And then who else do we have?
Yeah, and we're opening Carrollwood in October.
Yep.
And then Ava, which is Michael Stewart, who owns 717 and Ava and the Lure.
Michael Stewart.
Tom Golden from the Lure.
Gentlemen, thank you for being here. I didn't know, y'all just sitting back there casual and cool. Yeah. What do you think of these guys? Are they doing you proud? It's good, yeah? Yeah. All right, well, we're glad to have you here. Thank you so much for coming out. All right, so Stacy, how did you feel about that first round? We had two brats. You liked them both?
I did, and they were totally different. I
Yep.
mean, one was more of a salad presentation, the other was a little more artsy, but unfortunately, I think the color was missing.
Okay.
But they both tasted wonderful. So if this was a blind taste test,
Yep.
that would be a difficult call.
Interesting. All right, good. So you think probably Chef Brennan needs to work a little harder on the color combination and the presentation itself?
Yes.
All right,
Because
cool.
bratwurst, I've got to say, bratwurst isn't very pretty.
And it's not a pretty meat, is it?
Oh, I don't think
It ain't a pretty meat. Oh, you disagree. You think it's a pretty meat.
bratwurst is a beautiful thing.
I think he might be beating you for the brat fan.
That's all right.
Yep.
You can have it.
Of course, he's only had it twice in 20 years.
In Florida.
In Florida,
But
true.
he's from Ohio.
That's right. How long have you been, you've been 20 years in Florida. How long have you been a food critic?
About 30. I started in Louisiana, and then was in Orlando, and then based in Tampa, and sort of eating my way around. And
What a good, how many here would like to have this man's
But
job,
that's what I'm
right?
thinking.
You
I want
just
to grow up
travel
and be one of those.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, who would have thought that? Like, did you take an aptitude test in high school that said, you know, you've got an opinion and you like food, you could be a food critic?
free food that's bad is not a deal.
So you've had equally bad food as you had equally good food, have you? How many, have you ever had food poisoning when you go around the city? After 20 years, you had to get food poisoning, at least one restaurant.
I really have a cast iron stomach.
You do? Pretty hardy, are you? All right, cool. Well, we're glad to have you here. Glad to have your opinions as well. BT, your restaurant, I will tell you, if you guys have not been to Restaurant BT, you got to check it out, because let me tell you, not only is the food exquisite, but there is a calming that comes over you when you walk into this restaurant. I would have to say that every single thing inside your restaurant has intention and purpose. It's like you walk into a Zen garden, right?
I
It's like
agree.
just got this cool vibe. During lunch, what a great place to go, get away from stress, have some, I mean, it's great food. I'm not knocking the food. I love the food, but the ambiance of your restaurant is also incredible. It's just very soothing. That was purposeful, yeah?
Yes, yes. I want to create a place where it includes everything. You know, not just the food. It's the atmosphere.
Let me get you a mic. That one doesn't seem to be working very well. You can turn off her lapel mic and we'll just put it up on the hand mic. Here you go, BT.
Did they turn me on?
No.
Can you hear now?
They'll take care of it.
Yes, I do do all of that on purpose. I want
Yeah.
to create a place where, I mean, I spend 12 hours a day there, so I have to be calm.
You got to enjoy it, right? Yeah.
Right.
Now, you have a background in fashion as well. Is that, did I read that correctly?
Yeah, I study fashion design and business.
So fashion design, so did you bring that then, so is that why the decor of your place is the way it is?
I'm not sure.
Yeah?
I'm not sure that's why,
It's a
but
great combo.
Thank
It really
you.
is. How long have you been around in the restaurant BT?
it's 29th year.
29th years.
Wow.
Wow. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's here in South Tampa. I don't know the street that it's on. Tell me, remind me again.
2 on McDill and 1 on Henderson.
2 on McDill and 1 on Henderson. We went to the 1 on McDill.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're glad to have you here.
Thank
Thank you so much, BT. All right, so we've got an interesting, the smells are differently in this brown than they were in the first one. You start bringing up the yeast from the pizza dough and the raw fish. Yeah, we're getting some interesting smells here. I think we're going to come around here and find out what they're doing in a few minutes. But before we do that, I want to talk about Uriah Urban Farms. These produce, if you, oh, we got the third drop coming out as well. Folks, if you like to have fresh produce that's flavorful and delicious and healthy for you, I cannot stress Uriah's Urban Farms enough. They bring out these vegetables every time. We're going to give away some of this. This is their basil. Let me actually go get my notes here to make sure I know exactly what we got here, because I don't want to give you the wrong ones. Here we go. Kevin's already giving me the eyes like, what a novice, man. How can you not identify the produce? All right, we've got thyme, oregano, and basil. This basil smells amazing. It makes me hungry. If you guys aren't using the basil with the pizza dough, I think somebody's committing a sin there. They got to find a way to get that in there. So hopefully they'll grab some of this basil before we raffle it off. But I will tell you that Uriah's Urban Farms is a way for you to go one step beyond farm to table and take it farm to your home. They will deliver these pallets or these plates of vegetables right to your door. You can go online, you can order them there, they'll deliver them fresh. If I'm not mistaken, it's once a week, if I'm not mistaken, is that right? So once a week you can have fresh produce delivered to your door. I'm going to cut off some samples for you guys to taste, because this is called petite arugula. And I will tell you, this stuff here is amazing. Have you guys had this before? This petite arugula? Try this out. This stuff has got a kick to it. It's super flavorful. And then you wait, and about 5 seconds after you've eaten it, you'll get this kick. And it is so delicious. You guys want to sample some? Let me get you guys a sample of this. I'm going to come back here, get a plate, get a knife, hopefully stay out of the way. Get a knife here. Hopefully this is not the one knife they needed. All right. In addition to mystery ingredients, they don't have the utensils they need because some stupid host takes all of the food. All right, I'm just going to cut some off here for you guys. And we'll just pass this around and just take some, pass it down, and taste this. You're going to love it. I'll try not to get any soil in there as well. I cannot tell you how much I love this. I might have to conveniently walk away with these trays tonight. All right, let me just take this. I'll just start right down here. Just take some, pass it around. just take it. You can eat it raw. It's delicious. It's so good. It's got a nice little spicy kick to it, full of flavor. You're going to love it. Here, I'll just give you the plate. You can take it down. Pass around. There we go. Did you like the arugula?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's good. All right, listen here. Where is Chef Rob? Is he around? Hey, there we are. Let's bring up Chef Rob from Noble Crust. Give him a big round of applause. All right, buddy, thank you so much for coming out. Tell us about what they're eating here.
This is our FG BLT. It's like our interpretation of a simple BLT.
Yep.
It's fried green tomato, honey Tabasco glazed pork belly, pimento cheese, and then for the lettuce, it's just a little frisee dressed in like Italian vinaigrette and some chive oil and fresh chives on top.
I've had this. Yeah. When I came out and toured your restaurant, Colin made me one of these things, and I will tell you, I'm not a fan of pork belly. And so I thought, oh man, I'm going to...
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, I've just never had it cooked the right way, right? So I thought, I'll be polite, they're videoing this, I've got to have that good look on my face. I'm not kidding, man. It was delicious. I am a fan of pork belly if it's made at your restaurant.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
It was delicious. I love that. So I know you guys are enjoying it out. All right, Colin, listen, man, how you feel about his win here from the last time he came in the first round?
Oh, I think he's awesome. He's having a great time. He's super confident without being cocky, and he's just, he's has a great attitude about the whole thing, so he's just having fun. So I think it's, whatever happens, it happens, it's good.
And you're proud of this guy for more than one reason?
Of course, yeah, he's my little brother, so.
You gotta like that and keep it in the family.
I taught him everything he knows.
Of course, yeah. But only 10% of what you know?
Yeah, exactly. No.
There we go.
He's like, I think he surpassed me now, I don't know.
He's good, man. I'll tell you what, he knows what he's doing. Not Jack Confidence as well. So what have you been doing to help prep him here for the event? Because the last time he competed, keep this in mind, last time he competed, by the way, their restaurant was open, I think, for maybe 4 days.
Yeah, it was 6 days.
6 days, yeah. So in addition to preparing for Epic Chef Showdown, they're opening up a brand new restaurant, and he still found time to get here, to help out Feeding Tampa Bay, to get into competition. Yep. Says a lot about your restaurant there as well. What's it been like now? Because it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'm not sure exactly how many times, but now you're in the flow of the thing, so the restaurant's up and running. Has he been doing anything to prepare that you're aware of?
Yeah, we're still finding the groove. We're in the groove, but just like any new opening, and we're fortunate, but we're super busy at all the time. So there's constant curveballs and fires thrown at you. But I think that's where he gets the benefit in this, is that he can stay calm with anything thrown at him. He can figure it out and actually take a step back, think about it, and get it done. So
right. Well,
I think that's the edge he has on this.
He moves like a ninja, man. He's fast.
He's a ninja.
Is it?
No.
Is that it? Yeah. Tell you what. Well, you must be very proud of him, especially.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Well. Yep.
Very proud.
Cool. We're glad to have you here. Tell the audience what they can expect at Noble Crust.
So Noble Crust, like you said, you have 2 locations, in 4th Street and St. Pete, and then the shops at Wiregrass and Wesley Chapel. We do seasonal time with Southern Soul, so you'll find wood burning oven, the pizzas, a lot of Southern influence as well. Doing an awesome brunch, super busy. That's it.
Yeah, super good comfort food.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's, it's very approachable, but also everything's just we hit all the right elements to, get salty, spicy, sweet, crunchy, all that, and think about everything for a while. So.
Well, listen, we're glad to have you here. We're glad that you let Colin take the night off to be able to contribute to Feeding Tampa Bay, compete in Epic Chef Showdown as well. Please give Chef Rob, Chef Colin, Noble Crust, big round of applause. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Cool. Glad to have you here, my friend. All right, listen, let's share with you some interesting facts here about our 2 mystery ingredients, pizza dough and Arctic char. Once again, Epic Chef Showdown, you're not just entertained, you're informed. Here we go. You guys ready? Some more fun facts for you. What do you want, pizza dough or Arctic char first? Arctic char is what I heard. All right, here we go. Here is some fun facts about Arctic char. It is found further north than any other freshwater fish species in the world. It's the only fish species found in the frigid Lake Hazon in the Canadian Arctic. Commercial Arctic chars weigh between 2 to 10 pounds. Arctic char, these here must have weighed probably a good 4 pounds. These are some big Arctic char, I think. Maybe at 3. Commercial Arctic, let's see here. Arctic char have very long lifespans. The average span is 20 to 24 years. Yeah, with the oldest recorded char being over 40 years old. I'd like to know how they found that out in the fish. What do they do, right? They go, look at this fish, man. His gills are a little saggy. swimming a little slower than the normal 24-year-old fish. Maybe he's just sitting there swimming around bitching about the good old days. When I was a young minnow, we had to swim both ways in the frigid ice. I don't know. Arctic char can live in both fresh and salt water, which is an interesting fun fact about your Arctic char. For most people, if you were to eat this, it would probably be your first time eating Arctic char, as we don't probably get a lot of that down here in Florida. Oh, gentlemen, we are hitting right now the 15-minute mark. We are at the halfway zone. In 6 seconds, you'll be officially halfway down. So make sure you remember you have got officially we're at the halfway mark of the second half. We got 15 minutes left. Give them a big round of applause. Encourage them on, ladies and gentlemen. They're giving it all they got here. All right, here's some fun facts about pizza dough. Dough spinning has its own professional level sporting event, and it takes place at the World Pizza Championships. There's a sport for that. Which just goes to show you, damn it, there's a sport for just about everything. All right, here we go. Thin crust is the most popular type of crust. Sorry, Chicago. Which, in my opinion, means most of the population is weird because the only good pizza is deep, thick crust pizza, if you ask me. Oh. You're a little controversy. Who are my thick crust people? By round of applause. Thick crust. Oh, not a lot of thick crust people? Who are my thin crust people? All right. I guess I stand corrected. All right, here we go. The largest pizza in the world was 131 feet in diameter, weighing over 51,000 pounds. Yikes. And pizza dough generally takes 8 to 15 minutes of proper kneading to reach perfection. So there you go. There's some fun facts for you about pizza dough and Arctic char. I'm going to head behind the counter here now, find out what our chefs are doing and how they're coming along. Chef Colin's already got his plates out and ready to go. I'm going to stay out of his way because I can see he's moving. I'm going to come over here to Chef Brandon. Chef Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man.
All right, tell us what you're doing here.
I'm braising down the collard greens. I got the char in there. I got some shrimp, some tomatoes, some chorizo. So I'm going to braise that down. Start messing with this.
I will tell you, folks, he is listening to the feedback as well. There is so much color in here. It looks like a box of Crayola crayons. Just came out crazy. So it's looking good, my friend. There's a lot of color in here, so he's going strong and hard on presentation, I can tell already. I'm going to come over here. Colin, he seems to be going pretty crazy and fast. Colin, how you doing, buddy? What are you doing?
I'm actually going to kind of go outside the box. I'm going to try to take the ingredients that, like the collard greens, and I'm going to do them in a southern way, but I'm actually going to go a little bit more like Indian, use some curry powder.
Yeah, you're using the plate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to use the collard greens 2 different ways. You know, I'm trying to go a little bit outside what I normally do Italian food.
Good for you.
So, but still staying true to my technique.
Well done. Well, listen, that's a calculated risk, but you know what? Go big or go home. Am I right, Colin? All right, give them both a big round of applause. I think Colin just embraced the whole aspect of what this competition is about, trying new things. In fact, I'll share with you an interesting story. Chef Brandon, on his last episode, did the same thing. Tried something out of his comfort zone, trying to do nori rolls that he'd never done before. And I forget what was in the nori roll, but at the very last minute, he was frying them and one of them fell apart. And he didn't have one of the dishes to present to the judges, so 2 of the judges had to share, which we were worried was going to be a big draw on the presentation side of things. But the flavor was so good, he crushed it, and he came from behind, and he won anyway, showing you that, you know what, sometimes big risks pay off. So Colin, that says a lot, or Brandon, that says a lot about you, my friend. I think we got 2 great, yeah, absolutely. So we got 2 strong competitors here. We've got, I got to grab a little bit of water here. Got to pull a Marco Rubio once in a while, right?
Yeah. You're talking a lot.
Yeah, I know. All right, listen, we're coming down to the 11-minute mark here. What I'd love to do is, JC, I don't know if you're in the room or not with Feeding Tampa Bay. If she wants to come out, that's great. If not, I can certainly speak on behalf of them. But JC, I thought I'd have her help me raffle off some of the basil and the thyme and the oregano. JC, yeah, we got JC from Feeding Tampa Bay here. I thought you've been going to help me with some of the raffle here. So we're going to play a little Jeopardy, play a little bit of quiz, see how well you guys are listening to the facts. The first thing we're going to give away here is we're going to give away some time. So somebody is going to walk away tonight with some fresh time. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to give this to the person who can answer one of our questions about Feeding Tampa Bay. So this is very unofficial. It goes up on the first hand that I see. Doesn't mean it's the first hand that goes up. It's just the first one that I see. All right? So I'm just letting you know. Yeah? All right, here we go. I don't have my glasses on, so usually it's somebody in the front row. Okay, here we go. The first question will be, how many children go hungry? I think I saw the hand up here first. How many children go hungry from Friday to Monday? 250,000 is the number. I was going for 1 out of 4, but clearly you know your stats better than I do, so we're going to give that to her anyway. What's weird is that last week somebody said 250,000. I said, no, I was looking for 1 out of 4, and then JC looked at me like, what are you, an idiot? That's the right number. So, all right, here we go. Good job. Give her a heavy round of applause. Taking some time home with you. All right, the next one that we have here, this is some oregano. Yeah, I got that right. It's oregano. Did you see that? I picked out the oregano. Didn't even need my notes.
You're learning.
I'm learning. All right, here we go. All right, so the next one, I'm going to let you pick this one. What stat would you like to throw out?
What is the percentage?
Oh, wait, hang on. Sorry.
What is the percentage of retired veterans, that go hungry every year?
What is the percentage of retired veterans that go hungry every year? I think that's a hand right here. A very timid hand. 20% is right. There we go. Good job. Give her a big round of applause. Gentlemen, it is less than 10 minutes. You are at 8 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. They have 10 minutes left in the competition. All right, and the last one, I'm telling you, this basil smells so good. Like, you haven't had basil and you've had Uriah's Farms basil. All right, we're going to do one last quiz here. What do you want to give them out for? I already did the children. We've done the retiree,
yes.
The seniors. What else? Okay,
1 in how many adults go hungry every year?
1 in how many adults go hungry every year? I did not throw that stat out.
Oh, you did it?
That's okay. You got a hand up. This shows that they're eager Feeding Tampa Bay people. What's the number? 1 out of 7 is right. All right, there we go. Good job. 1 out of 7 adults are food insecure. Yeah, I didn't give out that number. That's all right. No worries. Listen, JC, if they wanted to get more involved with Feeding Tampa Bay, what could they do, and where would they go, and who would they see?
So there's a lot of different ways you can get involved. Topher mentioned a few things earlier. I think Kevin did as well. So small donations make a big impact. Every dollar donated is 10 meals that we can provide into the community. Volunteering is a great option as well. So if you have time that you have to donate, you can come into our warehouse, help us sort through some of the groceries before it goes out into the community, or volunteer at one of our programs. We have a mobile pantry program where you can work directly in the community with clients. You can hand out boxes that you've packed. You can host a food drive in your community, at your school, at your job. There's a lot of different ways you can get involved. You can go to our website, feedingtampabay.org, and find out more information. We'd be happy to help.
You can also watch this live streaming at feedingtampabay.org too.
Absolutely.
If you want to send that over to your friends. By the way, can I just say, if you've not ever volunteered a day at Feeding Tampa Bay, highly recommend it, especially if you have a desk job. If you've got a desk job, I'm telling you right now, it's one of the most rewarding things you could ever do in your life. Because for me, my desk looks as messy in the morning as it does in the evening. Like, no matter how much work I get through, it just keeps building back up, right? So my desk never looks like I've ever done anything. It just looks messy all the time, right? You go to Feeding Tampa Bay, they got pallets and pallets of all this food all over the place, and your job is to sort it. And what's cool is that when you sort it, they don't keep bringing you more crap, like your people in your office bring you more paperwork. So by the end of the afternoon, this whole warehouse is empty, and you can sit there and go, I did something, you know, and you can feel complete. It's really cool, and I'm not kidding. I love volunteering for Feeding Tampa Bay. Here's what we want you to do. Have a conversation. Just tell some people some of those facts. That's really what we want you to do. I know Thomas Mance, if you were here, he'd tell you this. If you want to get involved, just find a charity. It doesn't have to be Feeding Tampa Bay, but they'd be honored if it was. But you know what? A community that takes care of those less fortunate is a stronger community. Are you right? Am I right about that? Let's give some applause to that. Let's take care of our own. Thank you very much, JC. You know, we see what happened up in Virginia, and it's just crazy, right? So let's just make sure we find ways to take care of people, not to break people down and hurt people. And Feeding Tampa Bay is one of those charities that's out there that's doing a great job. And here's the thing, by the way. You know what? This is, I think, why I'm so passionate about this. If you've noticed tonight so far, gentlemen, just to let you know, you're hitting the 5-minute mark. We got 5 minutes left. Give them a big round of applause. 5 minutes remaining. We're hoping you've had a fun time here tonight. We hope you had great food, but you know what I know you have had? You've had great conversation. I've seen the conversations going back and forth to the left and to the right, and that's what food does. It brings out conversation. And when you don't have food in your home, guess what? You don't have conversation. So kids turn to video games, they turn to TV, they turn to the internet, and they don't have conversation with their parents. And if there's anything that Feeding Tampa Bay does, I think it helps to create more conversations at home. And that's really what I think this is about. If you look at every socioeconomic problem that we face in our culture, you can bring it all back down to the kids and their nutrition. If a kid doesn't have good nutrition, they can't remember information. They don't get information, they don't get good grades. They don't get good grades, they don't get a scholarship. They don't get a scholarship, they don't go to college, right? This is a big deal. So please get involved. Start a conversation with your friends and your family. We're glad that you're here. Have you guys had fun tonight? Yeah. All right, cool. We're getting down to the last 5 minutes. I do want to remind you, by the way, when you have an opportunity to choose, you're going to go to the beach this week and you're going to want to bring some soft drinks. What soft drinks are you going to buy? You're going to buy Coca-Cola because they're our sponsors for us, right? We want to thank Florida Blue for being out here today as well. We want to thank Gray Robinson. You get in trouble legally, you need some legal representation, you contact Gray Robinson, right? Am I right? You need to have a house built, damn it, you better call Harvard Jolly. These guys are the best. We appreciate you guys being out here. Let me tell you something about Tampa Bay Times, folks. Let me tell you why I'm so grateful for you guys being sponsors. Jose is with Tampa Bay Times. Thank you for being here this evening, sir. You know what? Let me tell you, nowadays, you turn on the news, you open up the paper, with the exception of local news, which is awesome, we love you, yeah? You turn on national news, you got to immediately kind of filter, like, is this a left-leaning TV show? Is this a right-leaning TV show? Is this a left-leaning newspaper, a right-leaning newspaper? And you got to filter that before you even read it. You know what I love about Tampa Bay? We got one of the last few newspapers in the world that is bipartisan. You guys aren't left, you're not right, you tell it like it is, and I love you guys for that. So let's keep papers alive, huh? Leaders are readers, it makes sense, right? If you don't like newspapers, guess what? They got an iPad. You can download it every single day and read it on your iPad. That's what I do. And I love the fact that they are so neutral. By the way, if you guys haven't checked this out, there's an app called PolitiFact. I'm a bit of a geek politics-wise. You'll find that out why in about 6 months. But I love politics. And I love PolitiFact. It's an app that is a fact checker for everything that politicians say, from the local ones like Bob Buckhorn all the way up to the global ones. And you can go there and you can look at the claims that they're making and they rate you from liar, liar, pants on fire all the way to truthful. And here's a really cool fact that not a lot of people know. PolitiFact, born out of the Tampa Bay Times to show their neutrality. They are located here in Tampa, so download the app PolitiFact as well. Gentlemen, you're at the 2-minute mark. You got 2 minutes and 10 seconds. All right, so we're getting down to the final thing. This is going to be the make it or break it point for our judges, for our chefs, excuse me. We've already got the presentation plates out for Colin. I believe, yep, Chef Brandon's got his presentation plates out. There's nothing on him yet, but that's okay, to be fair. There's nothing on Colin's. He made me a liar. Now he's putting out his first dish right now, which looks like he's got the collard greens built into there as well. And I think there might be some Arctic char going on top of that. You're at 1 minute and 39 seconds. Smells so good here up on stage. Did you guys get some of that Uriah Urban Farms? Did you get some of that? Was that good? It's delicious, right? All right, we are at 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's 90 seconds remaining, gentlemen. You got 90 seconds to make sure you make this plate look as good as it possibly can. Both of them took the feedback, making sure that they got plenty of color on their plates. I'm not sure what either one of them are doing for their pizza dough yet. Now we got the Arctic char out. Hot steam coming off of them. We have 1 minute and 5 seconds, gentlemen. Ladies, we got 60 seconds left of the semifinals. In a very few minutes, we're going to find out who's going on to the finals to go up against Paul Boucher from Mise en Place, head-to-head, shoulder-to-shoulder to win the title of Epic Chef Tampa Bay. Stacy, are you excited? Chris, you excited? BG, you ready to roll? All right, cool. You're just containing all that inside. That's Zen excitement. That's like the Zen excitement. Fun fact, Stacy.
Okay, so the fun fact is when I judged last year,
Yes?
it was Mise en Place against Rooster and the Till, and Rooster and the Till won.
That's right.
So Mise en Place has changed up their game, and
Yep.
they're in the final this year.
Yep, they're in the final. They won the first season. They came in second on the second season, and
Really?
they are out for blood on the third season. They were ready to go. Yeah, they're motivated. And I'll tell you what, Paul Boucher, have you met him?
No, I haven't.
He's their pastry chef, but the guy is really versatile. He can do it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, time's up, time's up. Oh my gosh. Chef Brandon didn't get his food out on the plates in time. Oh, shoot. So close, so close, so close. All right, well, Brandon, you're up first, because Colin was up first on the last. Is that right? Yeah, Colin was up first on the last one. So let's take the 2 plates. We'll take the third one. That's all right, buddy. We'll get them to share. That's all right. That's all right. Let's go through. That's what the competition's about, my friend. All right, here we go. There we go. We'll give BT the very zen, simplistic, minimalist
I guess
effect.
you're sharing with
Yeah,
BT.
there we go. We'll have them share. That's all right. Go and put that one down there if you like.
This is raw dough. You're not going to want to eat this.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's get a mic out here. It's heartbreaking, my friend. All right, Brandon, tell us what happened, what went wrong. Is that one prepared enough so they could eat it?
No.
So at this point in time, you wouldn't want the judge to eat it?
It went to hell on me. So it's funny, we have awesome pizza that I'm not involved in at all. And so I guess I waited a little long on the dough. I'm not a dough guy, I didn't handle dough. And what I was going for here was I braised the greens. I broke down the char. I threw some chorizo in there, some garlic. I braised it with brandy and a little stock. I threw some shrimp in there as well. I was kind of trying to go for a calzone type thing, and I just didn't time it out right. So, you know,
Well,
it's
listen,
disappointing. But
look, we got Chris, who's got the iron gullet. He said, screw it, I'm going for it. I'm going to take some of this anyway. So he's going to give you a fighting chance here and try a little bit of it.
Well, yeah, because my wife will tell you I often make things that are undercooked. And I don't object. But it's a very clever idea, and we were watching you do it, and you worked the dough right, and you broke down the char, and you add collard greens and chorizo to anything, and it's a step in the right. Brandy I hadn't thought of, but yeah. You know, I mean, you're right. You had the idea, you had the plan.
You just needed 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Tough. The clock can be a killer, my friend.
It's all right.
Yeah, listen. All right, good. You did a good effort for that. You go big or you go home. In this case, that one didn't pan out for you very well, but we sure appreciate you making a great effort on that. Let's give Brandon a big round of applause. Well done, Brandon. All right, let's go and clean that out here. Let's bring out the next one. All right, Chef Colin. You got 2, I'll get 1. There we go. Perfect. All right, you tell me. Up front or in the back? Like that? All right, cool. All right, here we go. Chris is a machine, man. He's going for it anyway. He's like, I'm going to eat this calzone. All right, here we go. I got you. I got you. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry, Rossi. All right, Colin, tell us what you did here.
All right, so I went way outside my box today, like extremely.
Yeah.
But I tried to tie in some of the southern feel that we have at the restaurant, because there was pizza dough and collard greens, so I tried to do a couple of things. So basically, on the bottom, I just blanched the collard green leaf just because it just looks really beautiful on the bottom of the plate, the plate on top of it. I braised some collard greens, very traditional style, roasted, rendered some bacon off first, put the collards in, put some mushroom stock, some reduced it, some vinegar, and a little bit of maple syrup to give it like a little bit of sweetness. And tried to like blast those as hard as I could to get them fully cooked. Then on top, I have I pan-seared the Arctic char, some curry cauliflower around it. On top, I tried to make a green tomato chow chow. It's kind of like a green tomato salsa. I put some shallots, green tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, and some carrots. And then with the pizza dough, I just rolled it out, tried to make breadsticks, some curry paste, sesame seeds, and that's pretty much it. And some yogurt on the side just for the, for a little cooling.
I have to tell you, the fish is really well done. It's delicious. And
well done is in well done, thumbs up?
Yes,
not
well done.
Like, good.
Correct. Sorry, well done, yeah. You've added some great flavor, and I love kind of the cream on the side to soften some of what can be a really
that's right.
Saucy
That's why I did it, yeah.
So.
And yogurt and Indian food kind of go very well together.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is a bit of an Indian dish that you guys
It's a mix of a lot of things. But I just tried to do the best I could with the ideas that I had.
Yeah, well done, well done. The presentation looks good. I wouldn't know how to taste because, once again, I never get to eat. But I'm a little bitter about that. But I'm just saying, would it kill them to make 4 plates? I'm just saying. All right, here we go. Chris, what did you think, my friend?
I think these guys in general do a really great job combining southern food with other worlds, and I would never have put together the Indian combination that's here. The cauliflower is curried, but it also tastes a little bit of cinnamon, which is acceptable to a southerner. I like using the collard green two ways. I agree, the leaves were beautiful and very smart to see that. And I agree with Stacy that the fish is perfectly done. I always find fish cooked too much, but this is both crispy skin and really moist flesh.
So if you were writing all of it out, that's what you're doing? This is a man who makes his living knocking down restaurant food, so you did pretty good. Awesome. You can give him a thumbs up on that one. Well done. All right, Chef BT, tell us what you think.
So I agree with, can you give me?
Oh, let me get you a mic, yeah. There we go.
So I completely agree with my two friends here on the fish. You got it down, perfectly moist. The acid on your salad is perfect. It's not too sweet, not too salty, not too sour, and it really bring out the flavor of the fish. You give a lot of respect to this fish. I mean, you give this fish a lot. However,
here we go. Here comes the blow.
You have two ingredients, right? You have the dough and the fish. I feel like the dough need a little bit more love.
Okay.
It's just a add-on. Very creative. You give it some great flavors, but I feel like this is like the forgotten child for me. But you put 99% into the fish, and it's great. Thank you.
Well done. All right, good job. Ava and Noble Crust. Congratulations, buddy. You did real well. All right. Well, listen, we're going to have them go back while we're waiting for the calculation and the scores. I do want to make a couple of comments here and let you guys know that the person who does not go on to the finals tonight does not go home empty-handed. They get a beautiful box with some amazing gifts inside here. So let me just share with you what we're going to give them. The person who does not go on to the finals tonight is going to get, first off, and you're fortunate to have him here, I'm hoping maybe he would sign it for you, a copy of Burns' Rare and Well Done, the book from Burns Steakhouse, co-written by our Chris as well. We've got a bottle of wine. We have a Shun steak knife. Now, if you want to see what this knife looks like, there's one on display right here. So you can see the knife right here. If this one isn't big enough for you, you can walk outside and look at the door, and there's a 7-foot replica sitting on the door if you really need to see one. And it's got the whole story about the Shun steak knife. We've got a $50 gift certificate to Burns. We've got a $100 gift certificate to Elevage, the restaurant next door. We've got a bottle of wine, and we got my favorite thing in here, a Feeding Tampa Bay coffee mug. All right, there we go. So one of our chefs is going to go home with that here in just a moment once they've tallied up. Yes, Chef BT.
I would like to say something to Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sorry. The fact that you made it this far, and the fact that, you deliver the great dishes,
Yeah. Yeah, well done. Thank you, BT. Yeah. Yeah, he did indeed. Yep. No question. Yep. No question. You're going to come back next year? You bet. All right, there we go. All right, well, listen, we also, to be fair, we haven't seen the score, so anything is possible, right? So, what's that? Oh, do we have the scoring yet in? Ah, they're too busy eating Colin's food. That's what it is. They haven't even started the scoring yet. All right, so let's get their scores.
BT and I got a little nervous when we still saw his raw dough was there.
Yes.
With 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And she and I were making eyes like,
Yeah.
hoping you might do a little disc or something simple.
Yeah.
But I also have to agree with BT in that the breadstick, for lack of a better term, is a bit of a cop-out, but at least it was cooked.
There you go, you got that one. All right, to be fair. All right.
It's also something Pizza Hut has done for a while.
I see how it is. So to make Chef Brandon feel good, they're going to have their way with you, Colin. All right, fair enough. Well done on that one. All right, let's see here. A couple of other things here. We do want to make sure you've got... we do want to make sure you don't go home tonight without acknowledging our sponsors. We have Florida Blue. Thank you guys so much for all you do for the state of Florida, helping keeping us healthy in the church. We got Coca-Cola of Florida. Thank you so much. We got Gray Robinson. We got Harvard Jolly. We got Uriah's Urban Farms. We got Breakthrough Beverage. We got the Tampa Bay Times, my friend. We're grateful to have you guys here. And we got the owners from two great restaurants, Ava and Noble Crust, in the house. Give them a round of applause. Okay. Yep. They're going to come out and they're going to give us the final scores here in just a moment. Keep in mind, if you'd like to have Uriah's Urban Farms delivered to your door, you can just go to uriahsurbanfarms.com, set up an account, and just as quick as you get a book on Amazon, you can get fresh produce delivered to your door. Did you guys have a chance to taste that arugula? Did it get all the way up? Was it epic? It's like it's a raid inside your mouth. It's so good. It's spicy. It's kicking. It's good. So make sure you check out Uriah's Urban Farms. And by the way, while you're there, read the story about why it's named Uriah's Urban Farms. It's got a great story about why it's there. We're very grateful to have them here this evening. We want to thank the Epicurean for hosting this beautiful event inside the Epicurean Hotel. We want to thank Streaming Star Pros for live streaming this event all throughout the world to help us get this message out and get the message of Feeding Tampa Bay out to more than just the audience here, but to the world. So a big round of applause for Streaming Star Pros. We couldn't have a competition without some great judges. So Chef BT from Restaurant BT, Beef Street Vito, and BT as well. Thank you for being here. If you have not been to our restaurant, you got to go check it, get your Zen on. It's a beautiful, beautiful restaurant. Chris, thank you so much for coming out from Florida Trend Magazine. You know, it's funny, everybody else that's a judge usually goes, this is a treat, this is amazing, I get to critique food. Chris is like, meh, it's my job. So we're glad that you worked late for us, my friend. Thank you so much for putting in your time.
Absolutely.
And thank you for all the work that you do with Burns Steakhouse as well and creating a great book. We appreciate that. Tell you what, get the book, read the book, you're going to find out some interesting facts. I found out something really cool today about why Burns is called Burns. Everybody thinks Burns is called Burns after burn.
Burn laxer.
Yeah, that's not why Burns is called Burns. The reason Burns is called Burns, and I wouldn't have found this out had I not checked out his book, is that when Byrne bought the restaurant, it was called the Beer Haven. And this is true story. They didn't have enough money for a sign, so they recycled the B, the E, the R, and the N from Beer Haven. All they had to pay for was an apostrophe and an S, and that's how Burns' name got its out. That's how they stuck with the name. That's all they could afford was an apostrophe and an F. And that's in the story, yeah? So check out this book. You'll learn some cool stuff about our history. Check out the results in?
I heard that there's something to do with
Oh, you just got a beer. Okay. All right.
Well, it was.
All right, well, I'll
The original idea was going to be
until we get the
burn
story. Or do we know what the story is?
That's right.
Okay.
Burn and dirt.
All right, you got him the beer, which is important, no problem. So check out that book. So once again, Chris, thank you so much. And by the way,
He has something he.
you got another cool fun fact?
Well, no, there are all kinds of cool facts. But originally, they wanted it to be Burn and Gertz.
Oh, Burn and Gertz. Yeah.
And that, when they figured out how much those letters would cost.
Gert's gone.
Just went to Burns.
So.
Poor Gert, man. She got screwed just because of the G in her name. How do you know? Yeah. Huh? Oh, it wouldn't have been the G. It would have been the T. Yeah. Interesting. Stacy Scheibel from News Channel 8. My favorite news anchor. Love her. Dear friend. Favorite place to get the news?
Yep.
Favorite. I could not get stood up by a better news anchor for the Stanley Cup than for you. Grateful.
Let's hope it happens again.
Let's hope. Listen, I'll tell you what. You know what we need to do? Let's book a lunch date during the Stanley Cup playoffs just to make sure that happens, shall we?
We might have to book a few because the Stanley Cup is a moving target, unlike the Super Bowl. So I'm with you on that.
Let's do it. All right, gentlemen, chefs, come on up here. Let's face the awards here. All right, cool. All right, gentlemen, listen, let's get you over here. We got the winner of this is going to go up against Paul Boucher, the pastry chef from Nissan Place. Now, don't let pastry chef fool you. Gentlemen, I'll tell you, this man is incredibly competitive. He's this calm, peaceful, kind of subtle guy that doesn't look like he's out for blood, but do not mess with him. Is he here? Oh, Marty's here at every one of these things. He's such a cool guy. Yeah, so they've got their head chef here already checking things out. He's a competitor, all right? So the winner of Epic Chef Showdown, Season 3, Episode 7, in the semifinals is Chef Colin from Noble Crust. Congratulations. Yep. Brendan, I tell you what, man. Good part of competition. We appreciate you very much. You made this show a competition. You really did. That's what this is about. If a show just has people cooking food, then it's boring. You made it a competition, right? Thank you. Chef Colin from Ava. You can check him out right down the street on Howard. Go check out Ava Restaurant. Fine Italian cuisine. Check out Noble Crust in the Wiregrass Mall and in Brandon. Is that right? St. Pete, sorry. But you're opening one in Brandon. Carrollwood. Where the hell I get Brandon? All right.
Wesley Chapel.
I'm reminiscing something. Once again, big round of applause, Chef Collins. Congratulations. Epic Chef Finals. Tune in next week for the Epic Chef Finals. Starts at 6:45 p.m. It's going to go to 8:45. If you don't have tickets, you can't get tickets. They're sold out. But you can watch it live streaming at tampabay.com, feedingtampabay.org, or epiccheftampabay.com. You can watch it live on all three of those. My name is Topher Morrison. If you'd like to follow me and see where I'm going to be next, you can check out my Twitter page at Topher Morrison, or just go to tophermorrison.com. If you remember my name and put a .com at the end of it, that's pretty easy to find. Once again, Feeding Tampa Bay, thank you for doing all that you do. Our judges, thank you for being here this evening. And thank you to the audience for being here and creating a wonderful night. I'm Topher Morrison. Thank you much for attending Epic Chef Showdown. Have a wonderful night.
Are we off?